Life drive is the one force, the one energy. It's like sunlight, but sunlight carries all the colors within its spectrum and wavelength. So life drive is a unity. It's one. But it can also change its color into death drive. And death drive is reversed life drive. It is about destruction and connected to negative thoughts. But we cannot apply moral judgment on life drive or death drive. It's a mystery. We never know when the death drive is beneficial. Even an individual that dies has many benefits for the ecosystem and life itself. Death is the most important part of life in some way, because all the beauty of life and its cycles are only cycled and only possible because death makes an end and creates space for the beauty to come. So, life drive is the same as death drive, we could say, because it's a unity, it's not a duality. But from this unified source, energy source, life source, the dual nature that we experience emanates and is created. Most of all in our judgment, in our unevitable judgment, moral judgment, and also the way we put everything into a dualistic nature, every expression. It is also very closely connected and translated into aggression. And I think aggression is an instinct that lets us do different things, and it is also a form to channel our life drive, our libido. Um, Someone on my YouTube channel um, helped me to create a good, simple definition of healthy masculinity, and that is like when you can control your emotions, aggression becomes something something honorable that can be also used and trusted by a community. If you reverse this, a person that is emotionally dysregulated is unpredictable for everybody, also for people who would like to be protected, and therefore it cannot be used, but it becomes a problem for a community. Um, by the way, in general, I think that aggression is too much demonized in our current society and a taboo. It, imagine if somebody is using aggression to do something, and then the people are not judging and shouting and seeing the person that is aggressive as a villain. But imagine they would think, oh, who made this person do this? Okay, so they really ask for the Or they say, wow, hey, cool, this person did something for himself or herself. Somebody established boundaries. Somebody corrected another person in their behavior. Very good. Nice. You see, I just want to give you a different perspective that we could have on it. But of course, these are always individual events and none can be judged or described in the same way. I just want to show you that um, the perception of morality can be changed, and we have a very one-dimensional view of events and aggression. I believe healthy aggression is whenever it is used to enforce boundaries or defend boundaries, create boundaries, personal boundaries. Um, and I believe it is healthy when it is used to correct other people's behavior in a beneficial way for the community. If so, these two cases, if you um, defend or create a boundary using aggression, I want to explain why I think it's healthy. Because if you don't do it, you encourage other people to repeat a behavior that is hurting you and assuming that you are a beneficial part of community. It is vital that you protect yourself, because if you protect yourself, you protect the community, because you are a very important part of this, and you cannot allow that your resources and your personal space is disrespected. By the way, this is a message to especially men. If somebody disrespects you and undermines your self-confidence, think about this for one day, and in the night, when you go to sleep, make a plan how you stop this. You need to stop it immediately. Don't take it any longer than one day. Can't You can't take this, because it will become a slow, covert, and envious process that this person will put on you and encourage others to do the same. So it's a threat. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. Um, the second case was where I say aggression is healthy is to correct the behavior. It means if you see something happening that is not agreeable, you can use your instinct and your intuition. You don't have to use a big moral system to judge it. You see something, it's not okay. You use your aggression to intervene, which means your libido, your life drive, is powering your aggression, and your aggression can be linked to your intuition. So it's a tool that quickly and for other people unpredictably in some way helps you to maintain the state and the order that you believe is right. A third part that I wanted to add is that aggression that is directed downwards is unhealthy. So if strong people use their aggression towards weaker people in status, in physical or mental resilience, prowess, power, capacity, this is toxic and unhealthy aggression, and it's cowardly to do this, in my opinion. And this is where you can intervene. When you see that somebody does this, you can intervene and stop this from happening, so that the people who are oppressed in this situation have a chance to unfold and stay a part, a functioning and healthy part of that community. So people who use their power to assert a toxic form of dominance and try to um, disconnect others from resources and healthy development. Yeah, this is obviously a sick part of a community. So these three cases that I said, aggression to enforce or create your own or defend your own boundaries, aggression to correct the behavior of people, and also aggression that is directed to equal or stronger um, structures or people, is rather healthy. Aggression that is targeted towards weaker structures or people, aggression that is not channeled but taken inwards, is definitely not healthy. If you accept aggression that you not agree with, you soak it up and it will lead to displacement actions. It means you will wait until you find someone who is weaker and not, yeah, you will basically find somebody who is weaker, or even someone who likes you more, who is more dependent on you, and then the aggression that you have absorbed before, you will then probably, it will come forward like a shadow that you can't control. Therefore, if you take aggression from someone, don't, yeah, don't lock it in. The best way is to immediately always redirect it, discuss, process the aggression with the person that you're getting it from. Or you can, when you have a basis of respect with the person, really take it in a non toxic way. You say, all right, I respect this person, I understand this person, and I take this aggressive response towards me, and I accept it 100%. It's okay. But if you not agree with the aggression that you get, you need to immediately settle it. Otherwise, it creates long-term problems. It's not a solution. Um, yeah, so because otherwise you will redirect it or address it to people who have nothing to do with the initial eruption of a problem. All right, so you will carry a problem that don't belong to other people through displacement actions, or you will direct it against yourself, which means the aggression that you got from a person that you not agree with will start creating fantasies in your head, or undermine your own self-confidence, lead to depression um, or other internalized forms of aggression. Okay, so I think a healthy way to think of it, of aggression, is to think of life drive, think of libido, channeled as an aura around you that is there to assert, shape, form, defend your boundaries, as well as the living, dynamic, spontaneous ability to correct your environment. It's it's almost playful. It's a high energy, and you need to learn to tame it in some way or control it in some way. And it will not be there on every day in the same way. Um, and it can be problematic, of course. It's not just a good thing. I'm not saying that. So it's a challenge. Yeah, and there is another topic. I don't want to go too deep into that, but that to be too agreeable, too peaceful, and too, yeah, if you don't live this part of yourself, and there we think of Jesus, of course, this is the archetype of Jesus. It can lead to a lot of confusion and problems in the outcomes of what you do. So, in my philosophy, the outcomes of behavior will play or play already a very big role, maybe a bigger role than the moral um, judgment or the moral description of what is happening. Where I want to say that whatever you do, whatever happens around you, the outcome tells much more than whether it was morally or ethically or in any system like that, right or wrong, good or bad. The outcome is what is decisive for me more. So we have to accept the reality of the world we live in. And when you live like Jesus, it leads to confusion because people will see it as a weakness. Jesus has proved that love is the strongest force and overcomes everything. But if you live like that, it creates a lot of confusion and pain. So this is now a very interesting contradiction because we see aggression is there to prevent confusion and suffering from happening. But it also can lead to confusion and suffering. If I do not execute aggression, if I do not channel it, if I don't use it, if I don't let it shape my reality, I create confusion and suffering as well. So the challenge is to bring these two in harmony. I believe we must therefore combine love, like the love of Jesus, with aggression. Because otherwise, at some point, when you walk around as a lion, at some point you will sit on a table with hyenas and vultures, and they will at some point claim the biggest part of the food on the table. In other words, it's necessary to defend boundaries and create and maintain order in your life. Otherwise, the hyenas and the vultures will be confused and become grandiose. And you will have encouraged their behavior step by step by step by step. Slowly, 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 let them come too close. I want to leave the message here. Thank you for inspiring me to start thoughts. This is not a finished thought. Please feel free to comment. And I see this as an ongoing process, a work in progress.